Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
It's very scary.
I mean, I've seen people get out of their car and bang on people's windows and stuff like that, crazy stuff.
It makes me feel uncomfortable because you never know who has a gun.
Well, tonight we talk about a situation that, frankly, anybody could find themselves in. We're talking about road rage. San Antonio has seen a lot of it recently. Back in May, a 28-year-old woman was caught in the crossfire between two drivers shooting at each other outside of her hotel. She had to go to the hospital. And then in a separate case on August 3rd, San Antonio police arrested that man, Corey Williams. He was accused of following a man who cut him off on the roadway. Police say that he then punched that man unconscious and took his phone after an argument. Then just last week in another incident, SAPD says that a driver got out of his car on 281 in Hildebrand and smashed another man's car with a hammer. The driver of that car pulled out a gun and killed the man. Now, all of this roadside violence makes people wonder, why is this happening? And also, what's being done to prevent it? The night team's Avery Everett sat down with a San Antonio research team creating two different programs to change those statistics.
There are no driver's licenses required to ride these tracks, and that's a good thing for the teenagers running these robots.
I mean, this is built by high schoolers. Yes.
Some may be too young to drive out on San Antonio streets, but that's not stopping them from turning to technology to change aggressive driving trends.
We believe this will improve the driving safety in the future.
A new solution to the age-old issue, road rage. The Community Alliance of Traffic Safety says statistics show an increase in these incidents across our city.
People are angry. People are frustrated.
That's why Dr. Yifeng Jin out of the University of Texas at San Antonio has focused her research on road rage.
How can we train the next generation for good driving habits?
And she's putting the next generation at the forefront of this conversation.
We believe that the youth will be the future for our society.
She works with the Techno Wizards youth team. They compete in national competitions. Right now, they're using artificial intelligence to make self-driving cars. She says that could minimize speeding and tailgating. And just across the lab, she's spearheading a driving simulation designed by undergraduate students.
What do you see the benefits of a system like this?
Practice traffic lights, like all the rules, all the stop signs.
It looks and drives like a video game, but its mission has a real-world impact.
So the better you drive, the better score you get.
Yes.
This is very different than a lot of driving video games out there.
It really is.
And how do you see it connecting into the community?
A community-wide response to a community-wide problem.
These programs are all still in the early design stages, but researchers see this as the next step.
So we can hopefully stop the trend.
Hopefully changing driving habits here in Texas, all with the help of technology. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Now switching gears right now, we want to take you out live to our Trines Guide camera. A major incident you're looking at right there on Loop 410 North, right where you exit to take Highway 35 South. You see there's an overturned tractor trailer. Now that's right on the exit ramp, exit 31, Binns-Engelman. It's blocked right now, and it's been that way for more than 5 hours. At this point, we still don't know if anybody's been hurt or when that exit or when that ramp is going to be reopened. Of course, we'll be watching that and let you know when that does happen. New on the Nightbeat tonight, an 8-year-old girl is in the hospital after she was hit by a school bus. Now, she should be okay. Happened today in Schertz. It involved a Schertz-Cibolo Universal City ISD bus. Schertz police are looking into how that accident happened. Over in Atascosa County tonight, we're learning the details in the death of 12-year-old Miranda Sips. Earlier this week, we told you that her mother and stepfather were arrested and charged in connection with her death. 36-year-old Denise Balvaneda was released from jail. She posted her $200,000 bond yesterday evening, and her boyfriend, who you just saw pop up on your screen, the Atascosa County Sheriff's Department, you remember initially said that was the girl's stepfather. Well, he's still in jail tonight. Both of them charged with injury to a child causing serious bodily injury by omission. What that basically means is that they didn't get the young girl medical attention in time, and that is a first-degree felony. They lived at this home, which you're about to see, and tonight we learned that emergency services were called there multiple times between October 2023 and March of 2024. A preliminary autopsy report and the sheriff's office revealed that Sips had trauma to her neck when they found her. The sheriff, though, isn't saying how she was injured. Child Protective Services is investigating this case separately. This is a story that we naturally have a lot of questions about, and we're still working to get you those answers. Right now on our website, KSAT.com, we have an article that breaks down everything we know about this case so far, and the article looks just like that. Someone's been arrested in connection to the murder of this man. That's Daniel Shrewsbury, a manager at a Sonic drive-in restaurant on Babcock Road. San Antonio police say that he was shot and killed right when he was working. Now you flash forward to today, the U.S. Marshal Service arrested that man, Joshua Albert Joseph. Police say that he was driving the car where the shooter opened fire on Shrewsbury. The shooter, by the way, still on the run. According to SAPD, Joseph and two others went to the Shrewsbury Sonic on July 7th and tried paying with counterfeit money. Shrewsbury noticed, so he went to take a picture of the suspect's license plate, and that's when police say that Joseph threatened Shrewsbury, and then the shooter, a woman in the car, shot the Sonic manager. Today, while Joseph was in handcuffs, he had a message about the woman.
If that woman get found, she needs to get what she needs, because the family need that closure, and it's not right.
So let's show you that suspected shooter. There she is, because police are still looking for her. That's Adia Namir Robertson. If you recognize her, if you know where she is, or you've seen her recently, call 210-207-4804. A San Antonio police officer lost his job for failing to pat down a teenager who later shot and killed himself in the Bexar County Jail. This probably sounds familiar to you. City discipline court records released today show that Officer Abdiel Munoz is under an indefinite suspension. Back in March, body camera video showed multiple officers, including Munoz, failing to pat down 19-year-old Jesus Gonzalez while taking him into custody. And then after he was taken to the Bexar County Jail, Gonzalez pulled out a gun that was concealed in his clothing and killed himself while Bexar County deputies searched him. The sheriff's office at this point hasn't said whether any deputies are going to be disciplined for this. Chances are you or someone you know has a food allergy, and in some cases that allergy can turn deadly. This is getting a lot of attention tonight now that a man is suing Walt Disney Parks and Resorts after his wife died from a severe allergic reaction. He says that it was after she ate at a restaurant at the Disney World Resort in Florida. People suffering from food allergies can have symptoms like rashes, itchy skin, swelling, difficulty breathing, diarrhea, nausea. A local allergist says that there are other things that you can do to avoid those types of reactions.
With peanuts, you can go through a desensitization with a drug called Palforzia. This past year, the FDA approved omalizumab, which is a monoclonal antibody. It goes under the brand name of Xolair, but that is very helpful. It's an injection that's given to reduce food allergy reactions.
That was Dr. Mika Cole. She's an allergist here in town. She says that if you have allergies, you should always carry an EpiPen with you, and that after you use it, it's not enough just to use it. You should go to the hospital to get checked out, because your body can react up to 72 hours after you've ingested something that you're allergic to. Air conditioning, or the lack of it, at school is still on the minds of a lot of parents within SAISD. Today, students and staff at Hot Wells Middle School were dealing with some cooling problems. The district says that it moved students into the school's gym to keep them cool today. And before that confirmation from SAISD, KSAT got several calls from frustrated parents about that very issue. And it's probably because this isn't the first time that SAISD has dealt with AC problems. You may remember back in January, the district had to temporarily close campuses, and that time it was because the district couldn't keep classrooms warm enough. Now, ahead of this school year, the new school year, SAISD released its action plan should temperature problems arise, and they include the solutions you see on your screen. One of them is to use portable AC units, move students to other areas of the campus where it's cooler, which is what happened today at Hot Wells, or as a last resort, move students to another campus completely. When there's water, there are worries. Right here in the Encino Park neighborhood. But after more than 6 years of flooding issues, city crews have started working on a new drainage project. This is video that we shot today showing those crews at work. The proposed design of that project should help to solve some drainage problems. The plan there is to redirect the runoff to a new underground storm drain, and the project, should be finished in about 6 to 8 months. Now to our Nightbeat news flash. We'll start here in Israel, the Middle East, a sign that the Israel-Hamas war might come to a close. A U.S. official says that mediators are meeting in Cairo to work out a possible ceasefire and hostage swap deal in Gaza. Tens of thousands of people have died in the last 10 months. Leaders say that a ceasefire is the best way to keep that conflict from spreading outside the region. President Joe Biden said, quote, "We're closer than we've ever been to an agreement." The Food and Drug Administration has just approved the first over-the-counter syphilis test. It uses a drop of blood to detect the bacteria in a person's body. It takes about 15 minutes. The company, Now Diagnostics, makes the test and says that it should be available and on the market for us in a few months for just $30. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
Now I'm looking from the past, wondering if it's really gonna last with you.
What do you think? That was The Lost Project. If you want, you can scan the QR code that just popped up on the bottom left of your screen to find them and hear their performance from the Starlighter. We're featuring The Lost Project in our local music series, SA Vibes. The group sits down with us, talks about the music scene, and also what you can expect down the road. And you can watch and listen to SA Vibes on all of KSAT's digital platforms. Some nice tunes for a Friday. Today, very special day for a Spurs legend. Next up on the Nightbeat, we're going to take you to the big celebration for Sean Elliott. Don't go away. Today marks 25 years since Spurs legend Sean Elliott had kidney transplant surgery. Methodist Hospital held a celebration today to honor that milestone. You remember during the 1998-99 season, Elliott helped the Spurs win their first NBA championship while secretly battling kidney failure. After their championship win, he had surgery at Methodist and he received a kidney from his older brother.
Incredibly lucky and blessed to have a brother who just has been a great inspiration for me, a hero, just an incredibly selfless act. And like I said earlier, I mean, I've got to enjoy the last 25 years being healthy and happy because of what he's done for me.
It's a big gift. A few weeks ago, Elliott had another health scare. His smartwatch kept telling him that he was having irregular heartbeats. But Elliott said that at the time he felt fine, so he just ignored it. But it turned out he was suffering from atrial fibrillation. So he had a procedure done to shock his heart back into rhythm. And today, Elliott is doing a lot better. Look at that smile. We here at KSAT are getting ready for a third annual KSAT Pigskin Classic game, which will also be known as the Peanut Butter Bowl. Bernie and Piper are playing each other. The game is also a fundraiser. That's where the peanut butter comes in. We're going to be collecting donations and peanut butter jars to support local food pantries. You can also help out from home. Just scan that QR code right there on your screen. It'll take you to the online donation form. You could choose which team you'd like to donate on behalf of, either the Bernie Greyhounds or the Piper Warriors. The school with the most money is going to get bragging rights, but more importantly, the money is going to benefit two local food pantries, the Hill Country Daily Bread and the Bulverde Food Pantry. You can find more information over on ksatcommunity.com. Love it. All right, so we're still talking about hot temperatures, and Adam, you're keeping a record there. Triple digits.
Yes, we are. Of course, we have to keep the tally going. We have to. We've been doing it the past couple of summers. Now, this summer, we really didn't use it much through the month of July, and now we're starting to tally them up. Today was our 20th triple-digit day so far this year, but we have to put in perspective. By this time last year, we had 51, and remember, we ended last summer with 75. And by this time in 2022, we had 58. So far cry from the pace of the last couple of summers. Del Rio and Carrizo Springs made it up to 106, 100 even in San Antonio, and 104 for the high temperature in Pleasanton. More of the same, heat and repeat. Here we go. 101 Saturday and Sunday, a few degrees warmer, say 3 to 5 degrees warmer along the Rio Grande, but generally a little above 100 for most of us, and into the Hill Country, a degree or two shy of triple digits. There's a little bit of hope for a few showers late next week. We're talking Thursday and Friday. of next week. At that point, there could be a subtle shift in our weather pattern. We still have the upper level high overhead, but this is going to drift a little bit northward and then open the door for a potential disturbance to come in from the Gulf of Mexico. And it gives us a little glimmer of hope. It's not much, but it could signal more of a pattern shift starting to take place in the coming week or so. Right? There's that potential. And you look at the overall rainfall potential over the next 7 days, very generalized here, of course. We do have that little chance, a little sliver of an opportunity, but for the most part, it's all around us. And this time of year, I like to point out, it is monsoon season in the desert Southwest. So in western Mexico and even Arizona, you get up into Utah, more shower and thunderstorm activity. And it's part of the upper level heat high when it's over us. That helps drive the monsoon rains in the desert Southwest this time of year. Hurricane Ernesto just downgraded a little bit to Category 1, still a high-end Category 1. Max sustained winds at 90 miles per hour, moving to the northeast at 13, right toward Bermuda. And you see these lines on here. It's the hurricane hunters flying through that storm. They're in the middle of it right now. Earlier today, at 700 millibars, they had a flight level wind of 99 knots. And even the sail drone, which is literally a sailboat that's a drone, a scientific sail drone. It's about 7 yards long with a ton of instruments. It measured wave heights of 35 feet within that storm. And our computer models are showing the same, about 35-foot waves offshore Bermuda. That's not what's hitting Bermuda, but offshore out in the open ocean, 35-foot rollers. Woo-wee. So we think of, these hurricanes obviously impacting land, but also shipping as well. They significantly impact shipping out there. And here's the futurecast. This is the European model showing the eye wall scraping against, and we could even have official landfall on the island of Bermuda, but that would mean the center of the eye has to pass over Bermuda, and that's probably not going to happen. It could. It very well could. It's just, I think, it's more of a 60% chance it doesn't, 40% chance that it would. And finally, by tomorrow afternoon, it's not affecting Bermuda. Bermuda, by the way, the pink sand beaches in Bermuda. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's beautiful. Pink sand beaches. It gets caused by the reefs, the coral reefs that are a little offshore. They give the sand on some of those beaches a pink color. It's literally pink sand. Okay, there's that forecast track. It's not going to strengthen anymore. That's the good thing. Should hold steady until it gets to the North Atlantic and the cooler waters, and it's going to steer clear of the U.S., of course. So that's no impact other than high surf, East Coast beaches. Good for boogie boarders and surfers, but not good for swimmers because of the rip currents. 100 to 103 for high temperatures and just that 20% chance by Thursday and Friday of next week. And don't hold us to it, because in this kind of a pattern, those rain chances can be eliminated pretty quickly and easily. You look at live cam, actually you see downtown very nicely. Not much of a haze. That's good to see. So good, crisp, but warm and humid night we have ahead of us.
Crisp. Yeah,
Crisp.
You know what, though? The heat is making the atmosphere electric for our boys from Bernie.
Yeah,
out in Little League.
Out in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I mean, just watching them on TV last night, it was so amazing. They were just so happy because it's an electric atmosphere out there indeed. Yes, Bernie, they love their coleslaw, right? Plus, Dak Prescott talks Anklegate coming up.
Thank you. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Can I keep this?
Cole Newsom just wants a Little League World Series keepsake after hitting a grand slam in big board sports. All right, playing at the Little League World Series in front of a big crowd is a dream come true for the Bernie Little League All-Stars. And you can tell they are well coached and they're not afraid of the big moments. Starting pitcher Caden Guffey got out of a jam in the bottom of the first, striking out a batter with runners on second and third to end the inning. Playing in Pennsylvania against Newtown, PA meant there were a lot of fans there cheering for Newtown. Add in Bernie fans who made their presence known, and it was electric.
Yeah, that was a really, really awesome environment to play in. I mean, wish they were rooting for us, but obviously they weren't. But, I mean, just to be out there on that field with that many fans, that was probably by far the best baseball experience I've been around. It was really, really unique and amazing to be out there on the field.
And not only did Julian Hurst strike out 10 batters in 4 innings, but he also led Bernie with 3 hits, going 3 for 4 with a leadoff double to center to start off the game.
It felt great. I feel like I'm seeing the ball real well right now, and I'm just trying to hit hard line drives, hard ground balls, anything to put the defense to work.
Bernie will next take on Lake Mary, Florida, your Southeast regional champ, Monday night at 6. Florida won tonight 6-1. Last Friday, Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott was held out of practice due to right ankle soreness. The rest of the ankle he hurt in 2020 in Week 5 that ended his season. Yesterday, Dak was asked about ankle-gate, as some are calling it.
Goes without saying that I'm fine. Maybe the wrong ones started the whole ankle gate or something, is this and that. I told you guys before, I don't want to necessarily nosedive back into what happened in the off season, but I'm fine. And whether it's a day of rest here and there, yeah, just taking a vet day and just, you know what I'm saying, getting on top of it, making sure that nothing residual comes from it. Yeah, I'm fine. There's no ankle gate or anything like that.
And the Houston Texans took practice inside NRG Stadium ahead of their preseason home game with the New York Giants. Of note, the Texans' 5 starting offensive linemen all practiced together for the first time since training camp started in mid-July.
Yeah, it definitely felt good. Definitely getting that chemistry down. It's going to be big for us going into the season. But yeah, just for us to finally be on the same field and be healthy was a good feeling for sure.
The Texans will host the Giants tomorrow at noon at NRG Stadium. The Bernie Greyhounds are practicing early in the morning before the sun comes up as they prep for another season of big game coverage. The Greyhounds are moving up to Class 5A this season and will compete in District 13 5A D2. Last season in Class 4A, Bernie went 10-2, advancing to the area round, and they expect to make noise in the 5A ranks.
We're expecting big things this year. Got a great team, got a lot of seniors, got an all-senior up front. Everyone here's got lots of experience, got many guys who've been on varsity since freshman, sophomore year, so we're looking to go far.
We have ultra high expectations, you know. We're not gonna settle for anything less, you know. That's why we practice really hard on mornings like this, and every day counts here.
Bernie will open the season at Piper High School on Thursday, August 29th, 7 p.m. in the KSAT Pigskin Classic, and you can watch it live here on KSAT 12. Another Young joins the show after the break.
I was just sitting there in the cages and messing with Torque a little bit, and then all of a sudden, you know, Fed came in and said I was going to the show, so it was pretty cool.
Jace Young got called up to the Bigs to play third base for the Detroit Tigers. He's the younger brother of Rangers third baseman Josh Young, and both are from San Antonio, MacArthur High School. Here's Jace signing some autographs at Comerica Park today. Before the game, his bro Josh sent him this message.
What's up, bro? Super happy for you. Today's a special day. It's been a long journey, but now it's just the start of another one. I want you to just relax, have fun, enjoy the moment, enjoy the day. Don't try to do too much. Just be who you are. That's gotten you here. Have fun. Super proud of you. Can't wait to watch your journey again.
So Jason went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and 2 walks in his MLB debut. He was one of 2 players called up by the Tigers.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that.
Yep.
We'll be right back.
Educator of the Month, brought to you by First Mark Credit Union.
You know that school's back in session, and we are continuing our Educator of the Month nominations. Each month, one special educator is going to be recognized for the work that he or she does and will receive a $500 Visa gift card from First Mark Credit Union. You can also, by the way, this isn't just for teachers, you can also nominate a bus driver that's made a difference, maybe a custodian worker, a cafeteria worker, anybody making a difference at your school. Just scan that QR code on your screen to nominate your favorite educator for a chance to win. Thank you for staying with us the entire week. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay cool.